This is part 1 of the passive voice. If you've watched the video on the active voice, then you'll know that in the active voice, the person doing an action comes before the verb, before the action. For example, Jack drives a car. Jack is doing the action. He drives. So he comes before the verb drives. In the passive voice, however, we switch. The car is driven by Jack. The doer goes after the verb. And in many cases, it's removed completely. The car is driven. However, the passive means that the doer, the person or thing doing the action, is at the end of the sentence instead of the beginning. Example 2. Jack's birthday card will be signed by many people. Who is signing the card? Many people. But this information isn't important. What is important is that the card gets lots of signatures. So the sentence can finish after the word signed. Jack's birthday card will be signed. Example 3. A conference is hosted by the Gold Star Hotel. Who is hosting? The Gold Star Hotel. However, this is not important. What is important is that the people attending need to be there. They need to hear the information presented. It could be a free seminar. It could be a company training session. So in this last example, what is important is the conference itself and who needs to attend. The fact that the hotel is hosting it doesn't matter. We can simply say, a conference is hosted. Here is the form for the most common use of the passive. The subject plus the be verb plus the past participle. Our examples again. The car is driven. Jack's birthday card will be signed. A conference is hosted. Let's now look at why we use the passive voice, starting with the first reason. Reason 1 relates to our last example. The doer of an action isn't important. We don't want to focus on who does the action. Who is hosting the conference isn't important. Reason number 2, the doer, whether it be a person or a group or a thing, is obvious. We don't need to mention it. For example, Jack's birthday card will be signed. It's obvious that his colleagues at work are the ones signing the card in this example. Reason 3, the focus of the sentence must be on the action and not on who does it. The car is driven. In full context, the sentence could look like this. The car is driven slowly to the garage because it's overheating. The fact that Jack drives is irrelevant. The focus is on the car getting to the garage before it breaks down, before it overheats. And reason 4, this often relates to business. Organisations use the passive voice a lot of the time to show authority. For example, the conference room must be kept clean. The doer in this example is everyone who uses the conference room. However, we can assume that it's management that has created this rule. If there was a sign on the wall that said, "Management wants you to keep the conference room clean," then the sign would have less authority. It would feel less important. Let's now finish with one more example. Lisa was directed to level 3. Who did the directing? We don't know. Lisa was directed to level 3 by the concierge. Now who did the directing? The concierge. In part 2, we're going to look at how to create the passive voice using different tense aspects.